Sitting here count my blessings.
Hey guys,
Ain't no need
we're
for
back for our
stressing
second
in my
video.
life.
Hey, we hope y'all had a good weekend. I think we sure did.
We did. We had fun.
We had another fun project. The client really liked what we did in her guest room, so we were busy Friday, Saturday, a little bit of Sunday. So it was a great and successful process. So most of our weekends are spent with all of our projects, our business. So kind of going into that, today we want to talk about our business.
We'll do a little walkthrough of kind of how we got through our journey here, kind of how we started, because it's definitely not what we were for the past 20 years. So
No. New venture.
yeah, it's totally new venture. So speaking of, we'll just kind of start out and kind of dive into it. So, of course, we mentioned before in our Get to Know You video that we are interior designers, decorators, stagers. See our shirts, we wear them proud. But that's just part of our business. So, mirror, mirror on the wall, of course. Interior design is the name of it. So, you guys see our banner on our channel, with our website and all that good stuff on there. But before all of that, we were just teenagers out of college. Got a job in corporate America at a very good company, and not necessarily what we received our degrees in, but we stayed there because we had a family. We got married early on. Kids.
I'm a high school sweetheart, so we were like grinding.
We moved to the city and just we kind of stuck with what we knew as far as a job and good benefits. So that's kind of what we were with the past 20 years. And so thankful and grateful for those opportunities and for that particular company. You know, stability was everything, like I mentioned, benefits, and just knowing where your paycheck was going to come from every 2 weeks and what it would look like. So we definitely learned a lot from there. What do you think?
Well, we did. I think just being young and kind of growing up in that environment, we learned a lot. We got a lot of mentors there. I think for me, the biggest part was relationships. We met some great people there. Still some friendships we left there. I think that was the hardest part for me when leaving a job. But it's funny how you grow up there young and then you end up becoming a mentor to other young people coming into the company. So that was a lot I kind of battled with as far as making that decision, because you feel like you're leaving others behind who may depend on you.
Yeah.
But I think learning that, like you said, good benefits, great foundation.
I agree. I think we started out, let's just say in the mailroom, like lower level. You learn so much of yourself, you know, during that time as you become a parent yourself, a wife, you know, and other things that you're capable of. And that job pretty much gave us the ability to kind of grow and seek other opportunities within the company. So you just kind of get to a level where you grow and you change as a person.
Yep.
So 20 years later, being over 40 years old, you know, it's kind of like we started doing things during COVID that we loved to do, which was decorating. Even if it was our home, other people's home, our family's homes, and things like that. And so it's kind of like God was just pulling things out of us. We knew it was Him, because it's kind of like, we just thought about, hey, let's just make this a company, get paid for doing what we want to do. And at the time, it wasn't necessarily, let's leave our full-time jobs, our job of 20 years and careers, put that aside and let's do this. But we did both for going on 3 years, maybe.
I think too, like even before, I know you said like during COVID, before then, like maybe 10 years prior, we were like doing weddings and coordinating different things for friends and family. And we were like, God, this would be fun to do, you know, if we ever had an opportunity to do it. Never really thought anything serious about it, but it's something that we always love to do. But I think during COVID, when we did develop this idea to do this, to get paid for something we love to do. But as far as our first project, like we love the way we felt helping people and serving people and being that that person's kind of bond the family back together. I think that's what did it for me too.
I agree. I think that's the most fulfilling part of it. Kind of solidified that we knew God was in it and He was pulling us in a different direction. So what was funny about it all is that I think He was talking to us both at the same time. Like I mentioned before, it's kind of like we would have the same feelings or the same thoughts, but not necessarily speak on them. And then we did speak on them. It's like, oh, you were already thinking that.
And with the
husbands the same way, you know, and they were supporting us with all our thoughts and just confirming things for us. They were the ones saying, y'all have to do something about this. You know, you got to make a change to do something different. So for us, it's one of those things where, you know, you kind of have faith about some things. And I'm speaking about faith in God, y'all, because that's what we do. But having those thoughts is kind of like, it's scary.
Yeah.
You know, it's nothing but fear in the midst of it all, because it's one thing to talk about having faith. It's another one to actually go out and do something about it.
Right.
And this was definitely the faith with our family was just based on how we made things, you know, and that was based on our careers. You know, we lived a certain way. We did certain things. So to just step out and say, hey, I'm letting all that go to do our own thing, you know, it's like you get the question, God, are you really telling me to do this or not?
So let me ask you this. So even with that, to piggyback on that, like, what was your feelings like? I think for me, I kind of struggle with selfishness. Am I being selfish? Fear. Am I making this about me? Or, you know, is this something you really want me to do? Did you kind of face the same thing?
Yeah, I did. I faced it a lot. I mean, that's the conversation I had with my husband the whole time. It's like, who am I to say God is telling me to step away from my job and just be free to do whatever it is I want to do? Like, how am I deserving of those things? And so it's like message after message, word after word. We talk about it every Sunday. Or texting, you heard the word, you heard this. You know, just people solidifying things for you and giving you messages and words. It's like, it was no doubt that it was God. Like, it's such a say.
Yeah, and I remember that Sunday. The week of us kind of making that decision and that transition in our minds and our hearts. It was after church one day, and we got a message. Called each other and talked about the message, but at the same time got this crazy email. But we felt like, oh my God, for both of us to receive it, for one, and my husband to get the email, not me. He got the email. So the weird thing about it was like, okay, we think this is confirmation. It's time.
It's time. The funny thing, remember, I didn't even that I had received the email. I had received this email a month or so ago. It went in my spam. Didn't know it was there. And so when she called to tell me about it, I searched, you know, my subject or whatever, and found the email. And it was like, it was there the whole time, but it was that I needed to receive it that same day that she did on that Sunday.
Yeah.
So we already had plans. We had plans, hey, you know, we've been doing this, our business doing good. Let's just keep doing what we're doing, working our full-time jobs and do our business for maybe another year. So let's give it a year or so and see what happens. Because we were looking for everything with our business to line up exactly the way we wanted to line up, money-wise, client-wise, whatever. It didn't happen that way. And like I've learned and heard so many times now, how do you have faith when you expect things to be perfect when doing it and it's not? That's the point of having faith. That's why God put you out there. So it definitely hasn't been that way.
No. We definitely gave him complete control. But I think that week we were in like an emotional whirlwind, like, okay, what do we do next? You know, we got to do this at work. We gave a 2-week notice, and it was a lot because we've been at our jobs together, so they were losing 2 employees at the same time. So we wrestled with that.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we were like, you know what? We got to give him control and just follow God. So and things lined up. So yeah, that's what we did.
I agree. Yeah, it's hard because like in our roles at our jobs that we were at, it wasn't just us. We were over teams and you know, groups and stuff. And so like she talked about relationships. It's kind of like well, for me, I felt like I was a mommy there and a mommy at home because I had younger kids coming in and, you know, young adults and just kind of taking them under your wing. Like that was my role for so long. And you feel guilty about that, or you feel, you know, am I supposed to be doing this, that type of thing? And so you miss those things. But the good thing is that we came out still having those contacts and relationships. So kind of knew it was genuine and real. Those people still kind of need your advice and things like that. So.
And I think another thing for me was that when I did tell my team what I was doing, they were very supportive. Oh my God, like we can't believe you're going out, follow your dreams and that type of thing. And also with my kids at the same time, when I told them how they were so supportive and proud of us, I think that was a big thing for us to be that example for them.
I agree. Kind of led them to kind of see whatever they want to do is possible. Not saying we want to be by any means, but it's kind of like showing them why we did it because, you know, we had faith in God and he knew our hearts and what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
So for them, shout out to my baby, my oldest daughter. She does hair. So she's doing hair. She's working a part-time job and she's going to college. So she's really grinding right now, but just her whole hair thing, she loves to do it. So, you know, she's putting her name and her talents out there. And I think it's a testament to kind of showing them what we can do as well as your baby.
Yep. My baby, 21-year-old, my son, like we said before, he's the only guy in the group right now. But anyway, He's a clothing designer. He's been doing that for about 5 years now. I think about 5 years. He started, I think maybe about a senior in high school. So he started with his brand, and he does graphic design. He's a mechanical engineer major, but he loves to do design. So shout out to him for keeping up with his goals and keep going and pushing. We'll actually send you the information as well too.
Yeah, you'll see their
we love their passion and
what they do.
what they do. So we love our babies.
Yeah, so it's been about 8 months now since we've been just full-time doing this. What would you say is the biggest, or has been the biggest challenge for you?
I think for me, I know definitely in the beginning the biggest challenges was me getting used to not having a schedule. You used to 8 to 5, boy. You used to having that coffee at 7 in the morning, having so many meetings, and just being on a schedule for yourself and everybody else. So I think the freedom of doing your own thing and managing your own day was the biggest thing for me, because I felt like I had to do something every second of the day. I'm calling you, you calling me, like, what you doing, what we working on? My husband like, chill out, it's okay to breathe. I think as the business as a whole, trying to market more, get ourselves out there, sell our brand, and also get consistent clients. I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think so. I totally agree. I mean, now it feels better because you're in a place where you do have a schedule. Like we have our list that we go over every day, every week, and that type of thing. Even with the kids, and house stuff, just having that schedule thing. Not having to sit in traffic for an hour, like you complain about it so much, but when you don't have to do it, it feels funny because you're not on that consistent schedule. So, and just feeling that you're supposed to be doing it, like you're worthy of doing it. Like you got an option. If I don't want to have to do this today or have this meeting, I can push it back or whatever. We still have meetings and stuff and meet with clients. So that kind of dictates our days and at times. But when you don't have that every day at the same time, it's kind of like, you have the freedom to kind of do whatever you need to do with yourself, your business, your kids, your husband. So that's the biggest benefit I think of it. But like she mentioned, consistent clientele, consistent support
with the consistent support. And you kind of see within this business and just you stepping out altogether who supports you and who doesn't. Like when it comes to family and friends, who really supports you and who doesn't. Which you're trying not to take any of that stuff personal, but it's kind of a balancing act. You still have a job to do in the business to uphold. So, and I think another thing we learned too is that we finally get to a point to where we know every client is not for us. We may spend all this time meeting with someone or trying to do something for somebody, and it just doesn't work out. We can't beat ourselves up because that's what I used to do all the time.
Yeah. And
it is what it is. It's kind of like God sends you the right people at the right time. Works out.
I think another huge takeaway is not beating yourself over when something doesn't turn out the way you want it to be. And not necessarily a project, but it could be that particular client. It could be feedback. It could be, whatever. I just think that we've definitely learned there's going to be hard roads, and bumps in the roads along the way. And we just have to take that for what it is and learn from it just like anything else. It can't always be the way you want it to turn out. And I just know that God it makes us stronger in that way. That's the way we have to look at it and take it. So I think that's a huge thing too.
I think the guys consistently remind us of that too.
They do. They always preaching. They preaching, telling us.
We appreciate them at the time. It's like, what? Okay.
Like, we ain't trying to hear that. Tell us what we need to hear. But circling back and looking back at it, they mean well. And they telling the truth because they kind of balance us out because we'll get stressed out. And be all down and out about some stuff, and they just like, y'all need to look at it from this way and kind of see things from their perspective because they're more laid back than we are a little bit when it comes to business for sure, because it's our business and we want to make it look a certain way or feel a certain way, and for them they just like, hey, you got it, and they'll just kind of support you from there. But thank y'all for that.
Shout out to the hubs.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like we said, we're 8 months going into 9 months, so I think we're getting there. We've accomplished a lot in 8 months.
I think so too. We don't always see it or feel that way because we got so many goals, but we feel it. And then we got to shout out to our mommy too because she's been support. We called her about this and she was like, "What happened? What are y'all doing?" Because she just heard in our voice and we was on 3-way.
Three-way.
Yeah, three-way. We talk to her how many times a day, but she knows the ins and outs and kind of what we feel and what's going through. So, you know, shout out to her for sure she put that in us to be strong and have faith in God. So.
Independency, and she supported us, and she brought us up in church. So we know that's the one thing we do have.
Yeah.
And we have more time to spend with her too. She was one of our first projects.
Oh yeah,
Mother's Day surprise. That was fun.
We got so much more to do for her, but we gotta get there. And what we do, we offer so many services, and it's really just to accommodate people that may not want a full package or may not want us to do every single thing, but it's very customizable, and they have options, or everyone has options that we can help them with their homes or just areas in their homes. But we service, we're in DFW, so we definitely service clients here, but we've had clients in surrounding states, Arkansas, Louisiana, and those type of things, Houston. Yeah.
So what has been your, what do you think has been your biggest, I guess, takeaway, or what brought you the most joy doing this? What keeps you motivated to keep going?
The motivation is definitely when we're done and we have the reveal. Like, I feel like so many people come to us and they're like, we had a call last week. Ladies like, I have no idea how to do anything, like just to put anything together, decorate. I want my home to look like this, this, and this. You have people that buy homes all the time and they're just like, we're just in here. I don't know where to put anything. I waste money putting this together and this together doesn't work.
I love those kind.
Yeah, so it's like just giving them that relief that don't worry about it, we can take care of it, and just making them happy with the outcome.
I think for me, definitely when you have those families, and we've had a lot of these situations, but those families who may have had a divorce or split up, and they're trying to get the space back together, get the house together, and trying to make things more personable, because it's a new life, it's a new chapter for them. So we want to kind of bring them back together, happiness and spiritually. I think a home does that. Like when you have all your spaces together and your personalities in it, the kids' personalities, it becomes one. And I like those situations where we can get personal with the kids, put up their artwork, and make their rooms the way they want, or their spaces. And kind of give those parents that new space that they need in their bedroom or whatnot. So I think that kind of brings me joy. And also, I think for me, like all the time you may say, or you may hear people say they want an interior designer, but man, they're not affordable, man, they're expensive. I think for me to be able to break them all and say, hey, you have designers here who can kind of work with anything, any space or budget. We want to do what makes you happy and what your budget is. We want to kind of work with that. So I think that's kind of what makes us different. We customize everything to every situation, every customer who's willing to work with us as well. So that's one of the special things I think we bring to the table, and I like it.
I do too. Just making them feel comfortable, because that's what we're gonna do. Like when we come out and meet with you, it's kind of like, what's your budget? What can you afford? What do you want us to do? And of course, you can't get a ton of things done if you don't have the budget to do that. But that's when we break it down. Hey, this is what you can do, and if you want to come back later, you can do this, this, and this. So just having those options, and just having the clients that are real about it. They're gonna be upfront with you about what they want, what they can afford, can't afford, and just putting it out there instead of wasting our time and their time, because we want to do a good job for them. We want to be there to help them. So
yeah, and just kind of understanding everybody's situation. Everybody's different.
Exactly.
Even with us, we may be different designers. She has one eye, I have one eye, but we come together and just create, the perfect blend for that person.
Yeah.
So
I agree. It's been fun. It's gonna get fun. I'm excited. I think we got so much more in store, and I think God is gonna take us to different levels. And we are just waiting for that. Come on, God, bring it.
We are, but we know it's in His timing.
It is.
Like last year, we were suddenly surprised about our first award, designer award.
Oh yeah, like where'd that come from? We still don't know where it came from.
I think this time last year we were panicking. Once we got that email, like what? What happened?
Who nominated? Like where did it come from?
We still don't know where it came from.
But it was awesome, and we're so grateful. I think God was just trying to show us then, like, hey, y'all can do this. Look, somebody's looking at y'all, and y'all don't even know.
Confirmation for sure.
We got the Dallas
Black Designer Award of Dallas.
Yeah, from Dallas
Weekly last year.
Thank y'all.
That was exciting.
But what else? I think that's probably it for the the journey and whatnot.
Yeah, like she said, our website will be listed. So kind of look at you guys want to support or just reach out to us in general. We have our information there to kind of get in contact with us or look at our different projects. We have tons more to go that we hadn't even put on there. So
We do. And if anybody needs services where, you know, you're on in an area and things are in a close area to us and things like that, we offer online services. We've actually helped people
out of the country
as far as online support and just putting designs and things together where we just pick it all out and they can go buy it if they want to. So it's just having those different options and services. But like she said, you've got our contact information, so let us know what you might need.
Yeah. So all in all, that's kind of our journey, and I think we're glad we made the transition.
Yeah. Happy. And we'll put some pictures on here as far as our project from this weekend. You think so? Yeah. So, all right. I think that does it.
Leave us some comments if you guys have any questions or anything below. Positivity, guys. We positive.
We want the positive
Support
feedback.
entrepreneurs, small businesses.
Yeah. Trying to make it work.
That's one of the things I think we learned too. You have to support one another.
I agree.
Whatever way we can. So like, comment, heart. We love it. We'll take it.
All right. Till next time. See y'all later.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.